What's up, carnivores? This is Chatting with Carnivores here, and we are with Rhonda today. How you doing, Rhonda?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Saturday. Life is good. I feel like I'm living on the sunny side of the street. What about you?
Me too. I'm in California and it's nice and sunny outside.
Ooh, it's always sunny there. I'd love to be a weatherman there. Like, up sunny again today.
It's still
But you
kind of
guys, you
cool,
guys
but
had some rain though, right?
we had, yes, but not today. I don't know if it's going to rain in the future, near future, but right now it's nice and sunny. Went for a walk this morning out there, so it feels really nice,
That's
nice and
awesome.
crisp.
That's awesome. I want to talk about the obviously the title of this video, manifesting wellness, combining the carnivore diet with the law of attraction. If you guys don't know where that title came from, I didn't just pull it out of thin air. Rhonda, she is a very smart woman, and she is expanding her awareness beyond belief, and she is learning about God's natural laws and how we could use them to be in harmony with whatever we're doing. And the carnivore diet is something that we could use those laws and be in harmony with. So we're going to talk about her carnivore diet journey, who she is, where she's from, all that stuff, law of attraction. It's going to be a fun topic. So I appreciate her being here. Yeah, quick, good morning. What's up, retired Bob? How you doing, buddy? So I want to ask you, can you share your journey into adopting the carnivore diet and how it's impacted your health?
Sure, yes. Um, I don't know where you exactly to start from, but I'll
Take us
just
back if you've had any health issues, growing up, or what kind of led you
okay.
to it?
Okay, so um, just so you guys know, I am 60 years old. So I'm gonna go back a little bit.
You don't
And
look like it.
oh, thank you. Praise God. But anyway, when I was 30 years old, I was walking to work and worked for the state of California, and I became very dizzy. I thought I was gonna pass out. And so, I mean, it scared me so bad. I made an appointment with urgent care. So when I went in after work, my blood pressure was extremely high. So it was like 150 over 100. And, I was only 30 then. So that was really high. So the doctor put me on blood pressure medication. And I was overweight then too. So because my weight, I should go back. I didn't have any weight issues until I got out of the Air Force. I'm a veteran. I was in the Air
Oh
Force.
wow, thanks for serving.
Oh, thank you. So after I got out of the Air Force, I started working for the state. So that was in 1989. I started working for the state, and that's when my weight started picking up because of all the potlucks they had. So, and I was in good health, at least I thought, until age 30 when I had that episode of walking to work. And then, so my blood pressure, it scared me, so I did take the medication because the doctor said that the benefits outweighed the risk. So I did take them. They worked for a while because they first put you on this water pill called hydrochlorothiazide, and it worked for a while. And at that time, my weight was around 130, 135. But then, I kept gaining weight. And by the time I didn't say in 2001, by the time my daughter was born, my blood pressure was high, and it also increased because of the pregnancy. So I had this condition called preeclampsia. And so um, anyway, it scared me so bad, and my weight was about 200 pounds then. So
Mm.
so the higher my weight went, the higher my blood pressure was. So that scared me so bad. And I was looking for answers. And, I'm a Christian, so I'm praying. I'm asking God for help. I said, Lord, I'll do anything to get this blood pressure down. And of course, the doctor said, of course, I needed to lose weight, you know, and exercise. And I didn't feel like exercising. I was too tired and too heavy, And so I did try different diet approaches. So a coworker told me about the Atkins diet, which is a low carb ketogenic diet, and that worked for a while. As far as the weight went, I lost, I think, 50 pounds on something like that, maybe 40 pounds on Atkins, but my blood pressure never went down. So I was
Really?
still taking those blood pressure medicines, and even with the blood pressure medicines, it didn't really go down. It was still elevated. So I don't know. This went on for, I want to say, almost 30 years. Okay. So fast forward, I'm almost 60. So I've been praying and praying. And, the Bible says, ask and you shall receive, if you believe in your heart. And, I was seeking. So someone gifted me a book. Um, I think it was around the year 2000, before the pandemic. Um, it was called The Plant Paradox, and it's written by Dr. Gundry, Stephen Gundry. And I thought that was the answer then. So I followed that plan for about a year, maybe a little more than a year, and I lost 50 pounds on that. And so at that time, I weighed 150 because I was 200 pounds prior to that. Okay. And, I felt good, but my blood pressure just wouldn't go down. I was like, okay, Lord, I'm doing everything I think you're telling me to do, or I'm seeking for answers. Why isn't my diet fixing this? So I feel that the Lord did answer my prayer through Dr. Anthony Chafee, because Dr. Gundry's book, Plant Paradox, talks about the lectins that are in the plants. He didn't go into like a lot of the chemicals like Dr. Anthony Chafee did, but Dr. Gundry believed in removing certain plants, some of them, with high oxalates in them as well. So, but that wasn't enough apparently, and I was still, I guess, eating a lot of other junk and processed foods. So one day, I think it was in 2022, towards the fall, Dr. Anthony Chafee's video came on my feed called Plants Are Trying to Kill You. And I think that came on my feed because I was already watching the podcast from Dr. Gundry on plant toxins. And that video from Dr. Chafee resonated with me. And in my heart, it was like God was speaking to me. I knew that was the answer. Okay, I got to do this carnivore way of eating. And then right after that video, Dr. Ken Berry's videos started popping up. So he has a plethora of information of how to start the carnivore diet. And I dove right in on the day after New Year's, January 2nd, 2023, and did the triple B&E challenge. And I was strict for the first, especially for the first 90 days. I did not cheat. I followed it strictly. And within that 90-day period, my blood pressure normalized. So this is how I came to carnivore. This is why. This is my why. I also wanted to lose weight too, but my main why was for the blood pressure. And so after I did the triple B&E, not only did my blood pressure normalize, but within, I would say, 6 months of following the carnivore diet, I lost an additional 30 pounds. So a total of 80-pound weight loss since my highest weight. So
Wow.
that is my story right there.
Wow, looking good and feeling good, and how
Thank
could
you.
your blood pressure be high when you're feeling so good and you're reading books and you're doing the live streams with the ladies? Like, I'm sure you're just a cool, calm, relaxed person nowadays.
I
Um,
am calmer now. I used to didn't be, but I am now. Yes, I
and
have that carnivore zen.
yeah, and I think some people like take that for granted, like how so do you think did you have any anxiety when your blood pressure was a little bit higher? I'm just trying to get in your mindset.
I probably did. I know I would get upset very easily. I don't know if that's anxiety though, but the littlest things would tick me off. And
It sounded like me.
it's a trip because if something major happened, like my car broke down on the freeway, that I wouldn't get upset about that. But somebody could say something, or I have no idea. Like my mom or my husband would say something, and it would just tick me off, and I would yell. I'd get upset. So I don't know. It might have had to do with hormones as well, because I was probably going into menopause at the time. But I just know since I've been carnivore, I have been more calm, and um, I got, everything seemed to improve. I have improved sleep. Um, so as far as anxiety, I think when I was working for the state, I had some stressful jobs. So I think during those times I did have anxiety, because of all the deadlines that have to be met, those types of things. But um, I don't feel that anymore. So it's amazing. It's just amazing.
That's
Um,
awesome. And
and I wanted to say,
yeah,
when I started Carnivore, of course, it's been over a year now. My carniversary was January 2nd.
wow, good
So,
for
but
you.
when I first started, I feel that part of the success behind it was believing in my heart that I could do this and envisioning how I wanted myself to look. You know, Previously, I didn't think it was possible for me to even get down to 120 pounds again. That's what I weighed in high school. Okay. And so I started envisioning how I wanted to look. And the Bible says, if I ask and I believe in my heart, I will receive it. And to me, that is, a lot. And if you believe it in your heart and you ask the Lord, He will give it to you. And so I feel that that's part of my success on this journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you also used the law of action. You took
Yes,
action and you saw what popped up in front of you and said, "I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this." And you're reaping those benefits now from your action. So good for you. I'm proud of you.
that's right. Because without faith, if you don't, say faith without works is dead, right?
Mhm.
So I can't just ask the Lord, okay, please heal me from my high blood pressure, my hypertension, and not do anything. I have to actually find out what it is I need to do health wise to reverse this condition. And I, asked, it didn't immediately come to me, but, seek and you shall find. So I did seek and I found the answer. And this was the answer,
That's
the
awesome.
carnivore diet. Yes.
So how do you bring the law of attraction and natural laws into your carnivore diet? How does it personally help you?
I guess it helped me with my positive mindset. I mean, I am a positive person anyway. I try to be. And so, but I didn't realize, I should have realized because in my church, our pastor talks about these spiritual laws, but I, didn't. I mean, the world might call it a different name, but it's the same name, just like um, the law of cause and effect, okay, that I spoke about. It's
Some
the
people
same
call it
law.
karma, you
Some
know?
people call it karma. There's good karma and bad karma, but it is the law of reciprocity. Basically, it's the law that our church talks about. You reap what you sow. Okay, so what you put out, you get back. Okay, it's the same thing. Just because it's not quoted exactly that name in the Bible doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just like the law of gravity, it
Mhm.
exists whether you believe it or not, and it's not worded that way exactly in the Bible. No, right? So, um, I forgot what your question was, JT.
Well, it's just, how do you
Um,
use some of these laws
uh,
that to work with your diet, like law of polarity, obviously for me, I use that in my diet. I say, well, here's a soda and here's a water. Which
mhm.
one's going to treat me better? You've got to use
Right,
the law if you want to be on the positive side of the polarity.
right. Well, that's the law of cause and effect for me. If I'm tempted to eat something that's not good for me, which I am tempted because my whole family is not carnivore. My husband pretty much is on board though. So there are temptations there, but I think about it every time. Okay, what's going to be the effect if I ingest this in my body? So, I now that I'm learning about these laws, I keep that in the back of my mind. So it helps me stay on track. Um, but I was going to say, I didn't, like I said, know about a lot of these laws until recently. And my sister actually mentioned or told me about the law of attraction. So I found out about that one in 2012. And then I find out, well, it's kind of similar to what our pastor's teaching in our church. So he's always saying, you got to be careful what you say. You have what you say. And so you got to guard your mouth. And there's a verse, Proverbs talks about that, guarding your tongue and, speaking only those things that you want to, I guess, come to fruition. So if you want health, you have to speak health. And that's what I started doing. And like I said, I believe the carnivore diet came about is because I was seeking and speaking and believing that I would be healthy and reverse my hypertension. So, I mean, that's how I think I'm always thinking about them. We have to continually, like the positive mindset, Philippians 4, says, for finally believers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable and worthy of respect, whatever is right and confirmed by God's word, whatever is pure and wholesome, whatever is lovely and brings peace, whatever is admirable and of good repute. I here by my experience, I had is anything worthy of praise that we continually think on these things. Okay, center your mind on them. So that is what I'm doing. I feel with applying to the carnivore lifestyle, continually thinking on these things, continually thinking of the good and what the benefits are of this lifestyle with me. So I don't know. I just feel, it's all connected. It all goes together.
Absolutely. And you said center your mind with it. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when they're talking about the law of vibration. If people don't know, or the law of attraction, the law of
Mm-hmm.
attraction is a secondary law to the primary law, the law of vibration. And you can only attract to you what you're in vibration with. So when the
Mm-hmm.
Bible says center your mind with it, it means fill your mind and your heart with what you want, what you desire, and it raises you to that frequency, that vibration, to attract that exact thing that you want. It's so it's so beautiful when you start learning these laws. You realize, like, wow, like God really set me up to win here, and he just wanted me to have the awareness of how this thing works that he set up. And once you realize, like, it's set up in your favor, it's set up in our favor, like he wants us to win. And if
Mm-hmm.
you want to win and you take action towards winning, man, there's just no way you can win. It's like Edison with the light bulb. We had It's never been done before, but he gave us the light bulb after 4,000 different times. He failed, but he kept on that frequency, and he knew that eventually he would come to the answer. And it's amazing when even the Wright brothers, they put us in the air, with flight. And I don't know if people know the Wright brothers. Their father was a pastor, and he said that they were going to burn in hell for trying to fly like God.
Right.
But it just hadn't been done yet, and they used their imagination. They stayed on that frequency. They filled their heart and their mind with a dream to get a plane in the air, and they did. And it's
Mm-hmm.
so cool. We not only have a light bulb and a plane, but we've got light bulbs on a plane now. I mean, that's how beautiful this planet is. You could take two people's wild ideas and then even combine them these days, and
Mm-hmm.
we get such beautiful blessings out of just using our God-given talents, our
Right.
imagination and things like that. So I I
And,
I just love talking about this, and I'm so glad you're into it, because I don't get to um
oh, thank you.
talk about it much. Now, for the people who are skeptical about the carnivore diet, um, what positive effects has it had on you that you could speak of that they might be able to enjoy? Maybe, where it's not a guarantee, but
Are you asking the audience? I'm
no,
sorry.
you.
Oh,
What positive effects has the carnivore diet had on you that people watching, if they're skeptics, they might be able to experience if they tried the carnivore diet?
um, well, I mean, the positive effects, I guess, as far as the benefits go, is I mean, everybody has to do their n equals 1 experiment, because it doesn't mean because of what I did, it's going to be work the same way as with you. But like if people who are looking to lose weight, most people I know will lose weight on the carnivore diet, but that shouldn't be the only reason to do it. It should be for the health benefits. Um, so the positive effects for me is I feel, more energetic, and I feel healthier, and my mind, I even feel clearer in my mind. So as far as how it relates to um, these laws, I just know, being positive will, and like you'll hear people say, have your vision. In Habakkuk 2, it says, write the vision down, make it plain. So if you do that, it will come to fruition. And that's what the Bible even says. So, and in Matthew 21:24-22, Jesus says, I tell you the truth. If you have faith and don't doubt, you can do things, you can do these things and much more. You could even say to this mountain, and whatever that mountain is in your life, it could be whatever your health issue is. You can say to that mountain, to move into the sea, and it will happen. Tell it to move from here to there, it will move. And it says you can pray for anything, and if you have faith, you will receive it. I mean, to me, that's the same thing as the positive mindset and believing. To me, that's, you're putting that out, you're going to get it. That's the attraction part. I mean, you put it out, because cause and effect, you're going to receive it back. According to your faith, let it be done to you. Matthew 9:29. Mark 9 says, all things are possible for one who believes. So if you go into, this is just relating it to the carnivore lifestyle, you go into it for whatever reason, whatever your why is. If you believe, it is possible and you will receive it. And, in Hebrews 11, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So when you're first going into this lifestyle, you don't see it yet, but you got to see it in your mind. Okay. That's what the faith part is. It's not, it didn't manifest yet, but you have the faith and you see it. Write that vision down. It will happen. So if you believe in the Bible, for the believers, a lot of believers in my church, even some of them will ask, and they're saying, how come I'm not receiving? How come God didn't answer my prayer? Well, God is answering your prayer. You wanted to lose weight. You wanted to get heal your illnesses. Okay. God's showing you, okay, maybe not you. I'm just saying in general,
Mm-hmm.
God showed me the carnivore diet. Okay. If he's trying to provide, he will provide. If I don't heed that advice, if I don't take what God is giving me, then how do I expect it to work? I asked, I would receive if, I follow what you are giving me, right? So what the Lord is giving me. So a lot of times that's why our prayers aren't answered. And a lot of times as believers, we ask with our mind, but do we really believe in our hearts that we can have what Jesus said we can have? That's all part of these laws. I believe God created all of these laws. And like I said earlier, the world maybe might call it a different name, but it's the same. It's all the same. If you read these scriptures, they are saying the same thing as Bob Proctor is telling people, or other influencers are telling people. They may not use the word God in the secular tense, but it is the same thing. So just don't leave God out of these laws, because I do believe without God, we cannot do anything. So we do need to keep God in everything. So I do believe that. I wanted to put that out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. God made the laws, and it's you
Mhm,
just when you get to learning how this thing is set up, you know that you're set up to win.
mhm.
Um, how has your understanding of your health and um y- and the carnivore diet, how has that helped like your relationships like with your family, your husband? Do you feel like you're a better wife? Do you feel like
Mhm.
you're a mother? Do you feel like you're a better mother?
Yes. Oh, yes. Like I said earlier, I'm a bad temper. Okay. The least little thing would set me off. And I think maybe my family, maybe they were walking on eggshells around me because they didn't know what would set me off. So since going carnivore, you know, I mean, I won't say that I never got upset during the carnivore, my carnivore journey, but hardly ever. It might have been a couple of times that I got upset, but even when I did, it wasn't to the extreme that it used to be. Because my husband, he'll tell you he used to love pushing my buttons. I don't know why he liked to see me upset. So, but I told him, no, that's not good for my blood pressure. I can't, afford to be, getting my temper up that high. But when he tries it now, it's like it just doesn't phase me. I don't know. I think it's when we are healthy. Um, you know, it's just that I think I don't know how to explain it. It's just maybe this is just the way when we have junk food put in ourselves, and then it just changes our chemistry, and then we act different. So when we put good food in our bodies, then we act the way we're supposed to act. I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted to mention this verse in Luke 6:45. It says, "A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks." So, that's another illustration for me about, um, the law of attraction. You put out good, you get back good. Think positive thoughts, more positivity comes to you. Same with our health. We put good health, food in our bodies, then we exude that out to others. And then we're able to even, because how can we be good and help others if we're not helping ourselves? So I don't know that I just feel this carnivore way of eating has just, it's like a miracle. It just improves your whole overall well-being. And I believe that's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. That's how I feel. I feel like I was less patient with my family, the dogs, anybody, because when you don't feel good, you just
Mhm.
you feel like you lack patience.
Mhm.
You don't have the energy. You're like, I don't feel good to deal with this, and it just makes you kind of snarky and
Mhm.
snappy and just jagged. And I feel like I've lost my jaggedness, because I feel
Mhm.
better. And it's like when you eat better food, you feel better, you have more good energy to be patient, to be a good friend, a good wife, a good mother. And then
Mhm.
you get out what you put back, like you were saying. So if you're being all those things, a better mother, a better wife, a better neighbor, and then all of a sudden you realize your neighbors are a little bit nicer to you now, and
Mhm.
you're getting in less arguments. Yeah, because you're getting all that new energy. You're putting out all this beautiful new energy because you feel good, and you're getting that good energy back. And
Yeah.
it's a beautiful cycle to be caught in. And unfortunately, when you don't feel good, that's a terrible cycle to be caught in. Because and
Mhm.
it's not like you wanna put out, bad energy, you just don't feel good, so you're naturally putting out that bad energy, and you get caught in it, and you get annoyed with things, and you get mad, and then you attract more of the
Mhm.
stuff that pisses you off, and you get mad
Yeah.
again, and it literally it's a cycle, and it's tough to put the oar in the water and flip the canoe on the other side where you're like, "Okay, now Oh, thank goodness. Now I'm feeling better. I'm in this new flow of life, and it's
Thank
just
you.
it's
You said
awesome.
it perfectly. Because that's what I was trying to actually say, what you just said, because what is on the outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. So if
Mhm.
we have good health on the inside, we're going to reflect that out. So thank you, JT. You said it perfectly.
Absolutely. And it's it just a lot of it comes from you have to obviously like go inside spiritually. I think everybody should, whatever you believe, just connect with yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. I feel it's very important to have those 3 points connected. However
Mhm.
way you do that, whatever, but it's tough to get them all connected. I feel like with a bad diet,
Right.
and eating stuff that's gonna just throw your chemicals off, your hormones. It's gonna put you in a bad mindset, a bad vibration because you don't feel good, and it's so important. That's why I'm glad you're on here. We're talking about this. How do you handle your social situations? Do any of your coworkers get on you about your diet, or they make any snarky comments, or how do you handle any snarkiness towards your diet?
Oh, wow. Um, it, at first it felt kind of awkward, um, yeah, and my coworkers, they kind of can't believe that you just eat meat, you don't eat vegetables. How can you be healthy? And and I tell them my health improved by not eating those things. So like it's a little difficult, especially at potlucks, because they don't have anything healthy at the potlucks. So I either just don't participate or I bring something that I can eat. Um, that's how I handle the social situations. And when I go out to restaurants, I usually try to be the one to pick the place that I know that I could choose, that I could get a steak at least. Um, but for the most part, I don't do a lot of social events. I don't. And like I said, I'm fortunate that my husband's on board. But my family members, like my daughter, she tried carnivore, didn't stay on it very long because of all the carbohydrate withdrawals. But she respects me for the way I eat. My mother doesn't quite, she doesn't quite believe that I should be eating the way I am. And um, and my doctor doesn't know about it. I just tell him that I cut out processed foods and eating low carb. I have not told my doctor that I'm doing carnivore. I may one day, but I have not.
Ooh, girl,
Um,
you naughty.
I just don't want to have
I understand.
conflicts with people. So I try to avoid the conflicts. Um, but I haven't had too many snarky remarks from my coworkers. Some of them seem pretty interested, but they seem they don't like. I mean, they're still pretty nice to me about it. YouTube, I had maybe a couple of snarky remarks from people who, um, especially regarding my opinions on these laws of attraction. But as far as the carnivore diet, I had a couple of I don't know if they might have been kind of mean remarks about I better quit now while I'm ahead, that kind of thing. And then I would reply, that the health benefits I received, and then I don't hear anything back from them. So, anyways, I don't. Like I said, I haven't had any other conflicts, or and most people are pretty nice about it for me.
I've learned throughout my life that most bullies do not like being confronted. And if they think they
Mm.
can bully you and not be confronted, that's what they're gonna
Um,
do. But as soon as you step up and clap back, they're like, oh, I guess I can't bully her. I'm gonna go on, and it's like, yeah, keep it
oh.
trucking because I'm not the one. Don't play like that. Can we say hi to a couple people in the chat quick?
Oh, okay. I don't see him on my end, so
Oh, I'll bring them up for you. We got
oh,
semi-retired Bob. How you doing, buddy? Kalamazoo gal. Good morning. McCabe, good morning. Please add closed caption for replays. Thanks. Yeah, I'll check
Oh,
into
my
that.
husband's in the chat. Hi, Melomel.
Oh, okay. What's up, Mellow
Hi,
Mel?
Christy. Now I see them. I have to click on the.
Susie, happy weekend, all.
Hi,
Oh, Graham,
Graham.
my buddy. How you doing, buddy? Miss you, man. Yeah, we had Susie, Graham here. Yes, Rhonda is very inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Rhonda, huzzah. That's awesome. We got Graham says, congratulations on the year journey. Yeah, that's an
Thank you.
accomplishment. So that's a feather in her cap, and she should be letting that feather catch wind, you know?
Oh, thank you so much.
She is very positive, and
Oh,
that's a comment coming from her husband, folks. Like he did, we did not hold a gun
hi,
to her husband.
Melomel.
We didn't hold a gun to his head and say, "Hey, tell everybody that she's positive now. You know, she's nicer than before." No, he would be able to know. He'd be and if she got on carnivore and had a terrible attitude, he'd be like, "Man, she's been such a grouch since she got on that diet." He's not saying that. He said she's very, and look at that cap, all caps on very.
Thank you, Mel. And I think I have a positive impact on him because I never tried to get him to embrace the carnivore lifestyle on his own.
You
He
got to lead
wanted,
from the front, that like a good general. He
by
leads from the front.
example,
We don't look
yeah.
behind him.
I think he saw the benefits that I received, and I think you know when you see other people with good results, you want that too, right? Like attracts like.
Yes, it does. Like life is too short for me to not be out here getting it. So, yeah,
Hmm.
shout out to Mellow Mel. Hopefully, we can get you on the channel here, get you both on here at the same time. That'd be awesome. Christy, good morning.
Hi, Christy. My that's my neighbor from SoCal, Southern Cal.
Hey, there you go. I've never been to California yet, so when I do, I'd like to visit you guys. You guys seem
Oh
sweet.
well, yes, let's have a meetup.
Yeah, cook some steaks and
I plan to meet up with Christy this summer when I'm off work.
nice. Yes, yeah, you've been
I'm on
working a lot.
vacation.
Mellow Mel, so true. All the principles and laws are a gift for us, setting us up for success. It really is, and you know how they say, when you get arrested for something, ignorance of the law is no excuse. You still get in trouble for it, whether you knew about that law or not. So
Yes.
that's why I say it's really beneficial if people would open up some books and learn about these natural laws, because whether you know about them or not, like you're going to get consequences from not knowing about them. So you might as well know about them and start working with it.
Wow, there's
Nancy,
a
good
lot of people
morning.
here.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
they like Rhonda.
Thank you guys for showing up.
McCabe says, good question because family doesn't get it. Yeah, and that's why we,
Mhm.
like she says, you have to just give them space. Jesus didn't make any followers by going around and slamming his foot on people's toes and correcting them. He led from the front and did what he did, and if people were watching and taking notes, good on them, but if they weren't, that sucks. But a good general leads from the front, and it's best, like I always say, when you chase somebody, their fight or their flight reflex kicks in. And
Mhm.
if you want to lead people to a better diet, we don't want either of those responses. We don't want them fighting us and we don't want them flighting on us. So it's best to not chase because you'll invoke one of those two responses. So it's best to just lead from the front like a good general and do it that way. Yes, it made her a better wife. There you go. He's not being
Wow.
paid to say any of this, folks.
Yeah, in fact, I'm surprised you're on here, Mel. I told him that I was gonna be live with you, JT, but I didn't think he was gonna watch because he was still in bed when I got up.
That's awesome. And I
Thank
love
you,
that you
Mel.
guys are supporting each other. Like that's awesome because that's actually something that's unfortunate on this diet. There are a lot of couples who either the husband's doing it and the wife doesn't want anything to do with it, and therefore the kids don't do it, or
Hmm.
it's vice versa. The wife's doing it and the husband doesn't want anything to do with it. And it's tough when it's kind of like a split family. And I hear
Yeah.
from a lot of people that they eat differently, different times than their spouse because their spouse isn't on the carnivore diet and they kind of
Mm.
missed that time together when they used to eat but they're not willing to sacrifice their health just for that that dinner time, and
Mhm.
I think it's unfortunate, but we should just give each other space and time, and hopefully everybody can get on the same page and
Mhm.
start eating together, but eating healthier foods together. So but it's just a shame a lot of people want to congregate together when it's all junk food.
Right.
But then as soon as you're like, hey, let's eat some steaks or something, they're like, I got Jeopardy's on at 7. I'm all good, man. So it's tough. It's tough. And I'm glad you guys are vibing like that. That's good.
In fact, your wife is on Carnivore too, right, JT?
Yeah, and it makes a
Yeah.
peaceful household because then my son is on it too.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Your
not
son's
like
so
it's not
cute.
like she's doing it and I'm like, man, that carnivore is crap. Don't put because then we'll be fighting about the kid being on it.
Mm.
And she's it's not like she's against it and she's like, no, don't get. And we even had a conversation with Dr. Chafee. The kids who grow up on carnivore, I'm telling you, they're growing 50 pounds more muscle than their parents, and they're growing a lot smarter. And I think
Mhm.
it's in all of our interests because these are our future leaders. And if
Mhm.
we're not feeding them and teaching them the proper way to eat, especially when it took us 30 something years, sometimes 60 years to learn the proper way of eating. And it's like to not teach that to a child so that they have I mean, imagine the heights he's going to reach that I never could, even just physically, like I can't dunk. I'm the classic example of the movie White Men Can't Jump. That is me. I've always wanted to jump, and when I jump, like my ankles click and I just don't go anywhere. And like it's nice when you can. Maybe my son will be a basketball player one day.
Mhm.
I've always loved basketball. I've been very good at it. I got a good shot, but I never had the height. And it was funny when I was in high school, I listened to the wrong people. They're like, oh, you're too short for NBA. NBA is like big, tall guys. And I'm like, yeah. And there were a lot of big, tall guys. And so I just didn't pursue it. Well, then by the time, I'm in the workforce, there's guys like Steph Curry everywhere who are
Right.
like my height. I'm like, I should have not listened to you guys.
Right. See,
So,
that's part of when you put your mind to something, you can do it.
yes,
Don't let limitations or what you're
yes,
just been told by somebody else. Just because somebody told you can't do it, that doesn't mean you can't. And if you believe you can't, then you can't. If you
yes,
believe you
yeah.
can, then you can.
So I'm a
So,
little embarrassed on that one. No one's perfect. I didn't know
mhm,
about those laws back then. And if I had
right.
known about them, it would have gave me more strength to tell them like, I'm sorry, but you guys don't know how this game works. Like if you want to do something, you can do it out here. And
Hmm.
I didn't have that. I'm not getting against my parents or anything. They didn't have that awareness either to give me that
Right.
support. So that's why this is so awesome to learn about this diet, to learn about these laws, and to just start working in harmony and getting
Hmm.
what we want out here because life is short. We're meant to live. We're not meant to
Hmm.
argue with our spouse every day. We're meant to have a nice, peaceful household where everybody
Yes.
gets along and they create memories together. So I'm glad to
Yes.
see you guys doing that. Come visit JT. I will put that on my bucket list for sure to go to California. I've always wanted to go anyways. Maybe we'll go to a basketball game or something. That sounds fun.
Sure. Yeah.
There we go. Here we go. Yep, I'll be off work too. We will meet up this summer, Rhonda. Let's
Okay.
go.
I can't wait.
That's cool. Okay, she's going to interview her local rancher. Have you tried to go find any local beef yet, Rhonda?
Oh yes, I interviewed my local rancher. Oh, I think it was, I don't remember what month. It might have been October. Um, Gosh, these months go by so fast. I only had YouTube up for 4 months, so it was either a couple months ago. It was recently,
I'm
and I
glad you
did.
mentioned that while
Yeah,
you're
in fact.
talking about it. Let me share your channel here.
Oh, thank you. I think Carrie, he even um showed that video of me, of the local rancher that we visited. I think he put it out on his community tab.
That's
So,
awesome.
in fact, I want to say thank you, Carrie, because if it wasn't for Carrie, I wouldn't have even started a YouTube channel. So I only started it because he was I guess encouraging um, people to make a YouTube video to help spread the word. So I submitted one for the 24 live stream that he did in September. So that's how I started my channel. I had no intentions of doing any of this. Um,
Little
and
did she
so
know.
I'm sorry, what did you
I said,
say?
little did she know, like that just by Carrie putting that out there, and then now you're affecting people in the best way. It's amazing, and you didn't
Oh,
even see it coming.
also my local rancher, Hensley Healthy Beef, that they started the carnivore diet January 1st. So
Oh,
I'm hoping that they're still, you know, doing it. I'm going to see my local rancher probably next Saturday when I go to their farmers market. So I feel like even I'm just happy that I was able to influence them to start this way of eating. That makes me so happy.
it's
And
awesome.
then also my husband and I, we're going to meet with a local um, pastured raised pig farmer. So we are still trying to set up a time where we both can go, and it has to be on a weekend because of my work schedule now. So hopefully I'll have that out pretty soon, as soon as we meet up with them.
Absolutely. And if anybody out there wants to get Rhonda on their channel, weekends are best for her, right? Like we're doing right now on a
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yes. And oh, thank you, JT, because I know that you normally don't do the chatting with carnivores on the weekend. So
Hey, well, for you, I would undo the rule anytime, Rhonda.
wow. Thank you so much. Wow. That was like amazing to me that you did that.
Oh, it's no problem. You're a person of value, and you're not here for no reason. And I want to give you a chance to share your story and do your thing and make an impact like you want
Hi,
to make.
Laura. Thank you, Laura, for showing up.
Hey, Laura, how you doing? Lead by example. I totally agree. That's the best
Oh,
way. We don't want to chase nobody. It's not going to work.
yes. I don't like forcing people. Just like you said earlier before we got on live, JT, Jesus never forced
No.
his teachings on anyone. He, told people about, um, um, you know, I guess how to be successful, or how to be happy, how to, um, you know, how to have blessings in their lives, but he didn't force it. He didn't say, uh, you have to do this. He didn't force it. He just led by example, basically. So I definitely agree with that. Lead by example.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. He says, "Give to Caesar what Caesar's, man. What do you want me to
Yes.
do about it?" He just and if you chose to listen to his sermons and stuff like that, and be there and be present, that was a blessing on your end because he was giving out some good information. Jay
Mhm.
Haggard or Hoggard, sorry about that.
Oh,
Hi,
hi,
how you
Jay.
doing? Carnivore Power of Healing. Awesome. 14 viewers and 13 likes. Let's go. Yes, eat the meat. You guys can smash that like button for Rhonda because this is her story. And the more likes it gets, the more her story gets out there and she can make that impact like she's here to do. Because we're all
Oh,
here, we're all here to make the world a better place, and we can. You just
hmm.
got to see yourself doing it and then take action and do it. Question: Hey, can you and Carrie come to Illinois for steak? You guys can knock on my door anytime. Absolutely,
Oh,
Laura. Absolutely. Maybe are you a Bears fan? Maybe make Carrie wear like a Bears hat while he's there or something. That'd be funny. But I know Dr. Tony Hampton. He's a Bears fan, and so is my father. So um, it makes no sense. My dad is born and raised in Wisconsin, and he likes to argue with people about the Bears. So shout out to Dr. Tony too. Yep,
yay. Hey.
love those. Okay, there you go. Hey, there we go. The duck has returned to the pond. What's up, Rick?
Yay. Hi, Rick.
Rick, I'm telling you, he's an
I,
awesome dude, man. He really is. Like he's one of these people who's just himself, and life is too short to be anybody else but Rick. And Rick sees that. So shout out to Rick.
yes. I love your heart attack chicken, Rick.
Guys, that's something I will be making for the Super Bowl is heart attack
Mhm.
chicken wings, and I'm gonna buy
Mm.
just some regular old chicken wings. We're gonna throw them in the beef tallow or the pig lard. I think I got lard right now, and we're gonna fry them up, and just you can eat them plain, or
Mm.
I suppose if you wanted to put a little Frank's Red Hot sauce on there, it's not gonna like. I don't think it's gonna unless it upsets your stomach or something like that. But I don't think it's gonna throw your weight loss or anything off. But yeah, heart attack chicken is great, and if you get, like, the big, like, drumsticks with the skin, like, when I
Mhm.
go, I look for thighs and legs with a lot of skin on it. That way,
Mhm.
when I throw it in the beef tallow, it comes out so crispy and a lot of skin to I'm telling you, if you like fried chicken like I do, it's it's right up there with KFC, and you don't have to worry about all the stuff that's put in the breading and stuff. So, the beef tallow just sets the fried chicken to a whole 'nother level.
Yeah, but this month I'm doing the lion diet with my co-host. So
Have you tried
um,
beef bacon?
beef bacon, yes. In fact, I have my husband. He can't eat pork. I guess he has a reaction when he eats pork. So that's when I was looking for the beef bacon. So yes, we love beef bacon. Yes.
Beef bacon is so good, and it's great way to have that taste of bacon without breaking your lion diet. It's like a
It's
little carnivore cheat code, You're like, ooh,
right.
okay, I can still have bacon on my lion diet. Because for me, whenever I did lion diet, I always broke it for pork bacon before I knew about beef bacon. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I found beef bacon, I was like, dang, like that's cool. So next time I'm not on it right now because I love scrambled eggs. I just
Oh,
can't
yeah,
give
I
up my
missed
eggs
that.
right now. So I'm not on a lion diet, but next time I do, it's going to be a lot easier because I know I can still have the taste of bacon and not
Mm-hmm.
um give up on it. And you guys make sure you go subscribe Carnivore Leo, type that in. I'll also put it in the description of this video so that way you guys can just click. I'll put your handle in the not
Okay.
it's in the description, but I mean the title. That way literally you could just click on her handle right on next to the title. So I'll make that easy as soon as I get off here. Thanks for
Cool.
helping spread the word. Yeah, she's doing good.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes,
Thank you,
try the
Laura.
heart attack chicken, you guys. I'm telling you, it's good. JT, please make a video of that. Maybe you can use sour cream. Are you talking about the heart attack wings, McCabe? I can always do a video on that. That's no problem. Rhonda, I hear beef heals the belly. Maybe he can try it again after a few months.
Oh, okay. I'm sure he'll try it.
There you go. Now, let's see here. How do you do, do you like how do you get your carnivore information? Do you watch YouTube videos? Do you got any like cool carnivore books that you might have picked up that we haven't heard about? Like how are you soaking in your info, Rhonda?
It was YouTube. I binge watched it um, because for me, okay, like I mentioned earlier, surrounding our minds continually with this information, I feel that it keeps me on track. Is I feel like if I don't continually um, get this information and I don't know, keep it into my heart and mind, I feel like I could go off track easily. Like you said earlier, I mean, we're not surrounded by carnivores outside of this YouTube carnivore community. So it's just like even in church in the word, you got to keep it continually in our hearts and our minds. And I feel to stay successful. So binge watch the doctors, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Philip Avadia. So if anyone has, questions, I really can't say the answers to the questions. So I always refer people to those doctors. Like if someone has a question about, the cholesterol in the heart, it'd be Dr. Philip Avadia, Dr. Tony Hampton. I would refer people to watch those videos. So I binge watch the doctors a lot. Um, Also Dr. Lisa Wiedemann as well.
Love Dr.
So
Lisa.
that's where I get most of my information. And then I also, um, I guess I don't watch TV anymore. I just watch YouTube. It seems like I'm always watching, I try to catch as many live streams as I can. Um, I like your live stream with Carrie, raising the stakes. I love it. And I love what you guys are doing. That what you're doing, that's the law of cause and effect, the law of reciprocity, because you're giving, and you're going to receive back because of all the stuff you're giving. You can't out give God, there's just no way. So you guys are living that. You are living it. So, the people who say, the law of attraction is just about ourselves, and how some people told me that the law of attraction was um, a selfish law, that you're just trying to get rich or you're just trying to get this. But that's not what we're demonstrating. That's not for people who say that aren't really probably getting their knowledge about what it really is. They probably haven't even researched it thoroughly, what it really is. Because it's about your mindset, about giving, to others and helping others as well. It's not just about a selfish act. That's not what the laws are.
No, and
So,
self-love isn't selfish, because
right.
if you don't take care of yourself and your health,
Mhm,
you're gonna need someone who's gonna run around in the hospital and take care of you in some room.
mhm,
And if you would have
mhm,
took care of yourself, you could be running around and getting groceries for an elderly shut-in, or you could
mhm.
be helping a kid cross the street. Like, we have to take care of ourselves, or we can't take care of nobody. And
That's right.
it comes with the same thing financially. I'm purchasing 50 tickets, movie tickets for kids to go see a movie, and I'm trying to save a
Mhm,
couple parents some money. Like, you can't do things like that unless you take care of yourself. And just because you make some money doesn't mean anything bad on you, especially if you choose to share it with people. Like, how could you ever do something nice and buy someone a steak or something if you weren't getting to the money? You've
yes.
gotta take care of yourself if you're gonna. A lot of people are like, well, I'd like to donate to this and that. Well, then get out there and make some bread. Like, become a realtor. Start
Mhm,
selling some houses, like cut some grass, do what you need to do to get some money so you can give back to somebody who needs that, and maybe they don't have the knowledge on how to make that money or the physical strength to make that money. So
mhm,
yeah, there's knowledge and money. There's nothing wrong with accumulating it, as long as you have good intentions with it. If your love of
mhm,
it's just to have knowledge over people and feel more powerful, or to have money over people, and then I would say it's not a good thing. But otherwise, no, there's
mhm.
nothing. You gotta If you're gonna help anybody out here, right, you gotta help yourself.
That's well said, JT. Wow, that's perfect. Yeah, and then some people do pervert it, and that's what gives it a bad name. I mean, I'm not saying
That's the
there are
devil's
people,
job. Devil
right?
perverts everything.
Yes.
Mm, mm. I'm
Wow, that's deep.
subscribing to her channel now. She had 329 plus mine 330. Let's
Oh wow, thank
go.
you. Thank you so much.
Let's get her up to 400 at least, you guys. We can do that today. That's easy. Hit the like
Thank
button
you.
for Rhonda. Yep. Now, before we go, I like to ask, what's on your heart? What would you like to speak about? A closing message you'd like to leave people with, before the stream ends here.
Oh wow, I haven't thought about that. Let's see. I guess I just want to say, um, if you haven't, for anyone who hasn't started, or if you're thinking about starting the carnivore diet to heal any health issues, to please try it. Just try it for 90 days. Some people say try it for 30 days, but I would give it a full 90 days, because the body takes time to heal sometimes, and things don't happen overnight. It didn't take 30 days for us to get the health issues that we have. It probably, like for my high blood pressure, it probably took 30 years uh, before, well, I was 30 years old when my high blood pressure came about. So it took years to get these issues. It's going to take some time to for our bodies to heal. So I just wanted to put that out there. And if you do start it, just please have a positive mindset and please write your vision down of what you want, what the results that you want to obtain from this, and just think on those things continuously, and believe that you will receive those things, and you will.
Absolutely. I love that. Shout out to Rhonda. Shout out to her husband, Mellow Mel. We got to get him on here too sometimes. I'm telling you, just to see,
Well,
you don't see enough of it. Just thriving couples, that are just happy to sit next to each other and they're not in like some sort of chair or office where they're going through therapy or something together. It's nice.
you'll love him. He's hilarious. He has the sense of humor in the house. So, and
I love that. I
yeah.
love to laugh. So I'd love to meet you, Mellow Mel, sometime. But Rhonda, thank you for sharing your story and your energy and your positiveness and just just thank you for sharing yourself with us because you're making an impact. And I'm telling everybody again, smash that like button, okay, and share this story because there's value in Rhonda and there's value in her story. So
Well,
let's
JT, thank
replay this.
you. Thank you for having me on. This was really wonderful. It was fun chatting with you.
Absolutely, and this has been a blast for me. Thank you, everybody from Rick, Carnivore Power of Healing, everybody, McCabe, Christy, Laura,
Thank you.
you guys, and then anybody else who hasn't been mentioned. We appreciate you guys. But that's it for this one. And would you come back in the future sometime?
Yes, I would love to because there's so many other laws to talk about. Did you know they think there's 12 or maybe more, 12 or 17? I don't
There's a
remember the number.
bunch. There's a
Hmm.
bunch, and it's beautiful when you start to know them and you start working in harmony and you get in this in vibration with the smooth side of life instead of that jagged, bumpy, rough ride that we've all been on before. And that's okay if you are on a bumpy ride right now. Just know that the ride can get smoother, and it
Yeah,
has for a lot of people, including Rhonda. She's living proof that you can get your health back. And
yes.
she's an answered prayer, and she's to a lot of other people too that she didn't even know that she's answering prayers. So
Well,
God bless you, Rhonda. I had a
thank you.
blast. Thank you and goodbye, everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll do like Carrie does.